Little Tree Acoustic House Concerts is hosting a fundraiser this Sunday to save a little forest animal that landed on the Endangered Species List this year called the Pacific fisher, which you may have not heard of before. And we're doing this by joining forces with and raising funds for the nonprofit organization that's leading the legal fight, that's Unite the Parks. And since you probably haven't heard of them, I'm making this video to tell you a little about them. The primary objective of Unite the Parks is to create a new national monument called the Range of Light, which would sit between Yosemite National Park to the north and Kings Canyon National Park to the south, connecting them and thereby creating the largest protected, interconnected wilderness with the longest migratory corridors for animals in the lower 48. This was John Muir's original proposal. It turns out the Pacific fisher lives right in the heart of this landscape, and when Unite the Parks learned that on May 15th it was listed as an endangered species, and that within a month, extremely rapidly, 40 logging projects were approved right through the heart of its habitat by U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, then Unite the Parks leapt into action, because there's no point in protecting the land if you're not there to safeguard the survivability of the plants and animals there. This is an extremely important place to protect, not just for California, not just for the United States, but for the planet, because it's a biodiversity hotspot, and there are only 35 of them. So this is why Unite the Parks is engaged. This idea to create the Range of Light National Monument is endorsed by 148 businesses and organizations local to the area. There's an advocacy letter signed by over 200 scientists. 21 members of the House of Representatives endorse the project, as do the Democratic National Committee and the California Democratic Party. To make the case for protection, Unite the Parks itself has mapped over 2,500 miles of forest roads, which are important because they break up the tree canopy, which animals like the fisher don't like. And also it increases the visual vantage that predators have, which increase mortality for the fisher and animals like it. Unite the Parks also consults with research scientists to sort out best practices for protecting the land, and it's filed Freedom of Information Act requests to learn what's happening during logging operations. And so it's educated us that in post-fire salvage logging operations, which are intended to reduce the fuel load and make subsequent fires burn less severely. By the way, the science doesn't support that it works out that way. The more heavily a landscape is logged, the more intensely it burns, but I'll say more about that in a moment. From that, we've learned that when you think the dead trees are coming out that are damaged by fire, 80% of the trees that come out of those logging operations are live trees. And the timber companies are paying just $6.50 for your trees, taking 80% live trees, 4-foot, 5-foot diameter trees for just a mere $6.50. We wouldn't know that if it weren't for those Freedom of Information Act requests. So donations you make ensure that the excellent work Unite the Parks is doing can continue. It's a worthwhile investment. If you go to unitetheparks.org, and I encourage everybody to do that, you'll learn several things about the organization. I want to read their mission statement. It says, "Our mission is to extend nature's reach. We believe that access to nature, care for wildlife, and clean air and pure water are fundamental human rights and an important part of national and international policies. Our primary focus is on the Sierra Nevada and California, where we support landscape-wide protections." And then under its listed projects, it reads, "We run a comprehensive set of projects that support the preservation and restoration of the natural world. People are central to achieving lasting protections. We organize grassroots movements, train activists, perform policy research, work with scientists and legislators, and introduce the outdoors to people." And then under those projects, you'll see 4 listed. There's the Range of Light National Monument, so click on that to learn what's going on with the National Monument progress. Environmental Advocacy and Leadership Training Program, I've participated in that, it's excellent. Save the Pacific Fisher, which you're contributing to. And then finally, Spotlight on Science is a place where you'll find analyses of issues that are relevant to the various projects that Unite the Parks has going on. Right now, if you go there, you'll learn what I said earlier, that the more you log a landscape, the more it's managed by humans, the more severely it burns. And the wild places that burn the least severely are in the national parks, where the policy is to do as little as possible and just let nature take its course. Turns out nature is a whole lot better at reducing the severity of fires than we are, and that's very important for protecting the land. So thank you for participating in this fundraiser. Please let your friends know, make a donation. The way the concert works is we'll have an event, but it's online and a recording of it will be available later. This fundraising campaign will go strong through the end of the year. So if you like what you see and you want to share it with others, don't think that they missed it because they didn't show up on December 6th, because they can actually watch a recording of it at any time. Reach out and contact Unite the Parks. And also keep in mind, this is a 501c3. So if you get matching from companies, or you know decision makers at companies who are looking for a place to make tax-deductible donations before the end of the year, please let them know. If this is in alignment with their values, please do that. Thank you, and we're going to have a great concert on Sunday. So many people are contributing, excellent artists. It's really lovely. And quite a few original songs written specifically for Unite the Parks and the Fight for the Fisher. So it's going to be a great show.